Welcome back to Tendencies. I am your host, Jay Suave.
And I am Jreese.
And as everyone has known, we have been going through March Madness through this last week. Sorry to burst everybody's bubble, but I am the only one with a perfect bracket.
On God?
Sorry, sorry to let all of y'all down,
On
Jaden.
God?
Uh, I know a couple teams had let you down, just not me though. Just not me.
On God, though.
Hey, bro, relax on me. Relax on me.
Put it on some.
Not for real. But I'm not the only one with a perfect bracket. I mean, I think BYU played the game that literally that was like the first game of March Madness where I was like, okay, this just killed my bracket already.
Kentucky
And
lost to Oakland
yeah, and I'm gonna get into that,
because
but like, bro,
that white
BYU,
man put
you think
himself on the map.
you think a team full of shooters would go out there and win? And then I also had FAU winning. They went to the Final Four last year, came back, full team, experience, good coach, everything. Northwestern gave them a run for their money. Then I got Nevada playing Dayton 24 to 4 run with 7 minutes left in the half. There's no way. Or like, are you actually kidding me? I'm over here, like literally doing sports zone. I go in there, yeah, they up by 20. I should be good. About to go do this segment. Walk back out, game's tied. Like what? There's no way. And that was within like 10 minutes. Just the end of the game had me sick. And Kentucky, I know Jerry's just said something about it, but Kentucky, y'all literally gave Jack Golke a Buffalo Wild Wings NIL deal. Like you can't make this up. And y'all did the same thing last year, losing in the first round. That's really all
Bro's
I gotta
about
say.
to be an accountant. Bro said, I know I'm not going to the NBA, but you guys can still catch these buckets. These
I know
buckets are rated E for everyone.
it sucks that they ended up losing second round, but I mean they aren't a Cinderella, as Jack
Mm-hmm.
Golke said, you know?
But that he did good. He had 16 threes in those two games combined. Like bro was
He's
going crazy, man.
That's literally me when I go to the rec. Is it not?
Nah,
Oh, all right, bro. Just wait, bro.
nah.
I,
We'll
I
see. We'll
get
see this week.
buckets.
We'll see this week.
I get buckets, bro. One v one. Jay Reese and Jay Suave dropping dropping on Friday.
Oh, sell us.
But yeah, that's about all I have for March Madness. Um, what you got in your weekly recap? Go ahead and
Man,
pass it over to you.
first thing, since we're talking about basketball, let's go ahead and move over to but we'll stay on March Madness. Caitlin Clark had just said some recently about the everybody's more excited about the girls right now than they are about the guys March Madness. I'm not gonna lie, I'm more excited about it too. I'm excited to see that that Caitlin Clark in Iowa versus Angel Reese LSU rematch. That's what I'm excited for because it's bound to happen. It's inevitable, and I'm excited for that. I'm ready to see what happens. You know, it was an interesting game last year, and I feel like it'll be another interesting game this year when it does inevitably happen.
Mhm.
And I'm curious to see who comes out on top. I think it's gonna be Iowa again, but that's just me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping that I don't think LSU makes it all the way through, but one team I do hope makes it to the championship game is definitely Iowa for sure. And I definitely want Texas to make it. Texas is just an exciting team. And it's honestly been pretty cool to see them. And one team that not everyone's sleeping on, but a team, they scored more points in their first game than both of their opponents did in those two games. That South Carolina had 88 points in their first game. And this team, I don't think has lost a game this year at all. And they played North Carolina. North Carolina had 41 points. And then they played Presbyterian and they had 39 points. And that's just 80 points right there. South Carolina scored 88. Like they're outscoring these teams. And honestly, that's who we're gonna see in the championship. If it's not them, like I do want to see Iowa and I do want to see South Carolina. That'd probably be the best outcome. I'd be more excited for that than if North Carolina made the Final Four this year. I'm a fan of North Carolina. Y'all know I have them going all the way, but I'm excited for it, bro. And most definitely, Caitlin Clark is right. I mean, we talked about this too, how she's the face of college basketball right now,
Mm-hmm.
and how she's doing her thing. You can name five women's players. Probably could name five men's players before the tournament started, to be honest, you know? But I'm definitely more excited for the women's basketball March Madness for sure. Once it gets to that time, early April,
Woo!
we gonna be ready to watch.
But like I was saying earlier, like we speaking on the NBA, it was interesting. It was an interesting stat. The Lakers had beat the Pacers the other day. I think at least the score was 150 to 146 or something like that. And the fact that they won wasn't the crazy. It wasn't the thing I wanted to talk about. The thing I wanted to talk about was this was the first time in LeBron's entire career, which is like 22 years long, where his team has scored 150 points. I just thought that was a crazy stat. I saw that earlier today. And I had to bring it up because I'm a LeBron fan, so I had to
It
talk about my
actually is kind of crazy. You,
glorious
you
king whenever I had the chance.
you think the way that he used to average like what 32, that at
Hmm
least the team would score 150,
I think it
but
makes sense though, just because right now, scoring is like really high. People be scoring a lot more than they did back when he started his career, and the scoring just keeps going up and up every year. Even though we just went on that stretch where people weren't scoring 100 points in a game, like you said a couple weeks ago about I think it was the Knicks
yeah. The
and
the
the
Knicks had
Sixers.
held four opponents to under, was it like 75 points or 77 or
Mhm.
80? It was somewhere in that
Or
range
something like that. And then the Knicks
where
had beat the Sixers like 84 to 76, which was like the first time since like 20, I think didn't you say like 2016 since
around that
somebody
time, bro. It was
at
just
least one
crazy.
of the teams scored over 100. So
Yeah.
so
But
especially like right now LeBron, that's just a crazy thing that had happened. I wanted to talk about. But I know you had something
and
about the NBA you wanted to bring up, so I'm gonna let you go ahead talk about it.
yeah, I'm also, what's it called? Piggyback off that Lakers game. Whenever you have Spencer Dinwiddie getting 26 points on this Lakers team, after everything I done roasted this man. I done not been a fan of him on the Lakers. He done played terrible for this team. But if he's going to be the one scoring 26, I'm pretty sure they had five guys in double figures. Had Braun, Anthony, Reeves, Dimwitty, and Torian Prince. Torian Prince had 14 points that game. And he played 19 minutes, which was pretty good. But I mean, you had Spencer Dinwiddie play 35 minutes. He needs to get 26 if he's going to play that long. That's almost as long as Brown played the whole game. Brown played 38. And that's honestly impressive, and honestly shocking that he ended up was going. That's his first time getting 150. You'd think that Braun, Bosch, and Wade would go for that,
Hmm Yeah.
Or Braun and Kyrie, and I mean they didn't really have a big three, but who knows?
Him, Kyrie,
Kyle
Kevin Love.
Korver would could have gone crazy, hitting like 10 threes in a game or something. But in other basketball news, I do have the Boston Celtics clinching the number one seed. And with around 11 games remaining, I don't know why you're looking away, Jreese. Looking right here, bro. Because I'm telling you right now, the seedings stay the same. I want to see Miami first round, and y'all don't want that. Y'all do not want that work at all. Because honestly, whoever we play in the first round
Y'all don't
is
want fresh playoff Jimmy. Fresh playoff Jimmy, crazy.
fresh playoff Jimmy, bro. Bye. Someone bring out the brooms, bro. That's a sweep,
This
easy.
guy.
That's a sweep, easy.
Hey, we'll see. We'll see how those expectations make it in the playoffs. Because like I said, the Boston Celtics are really my favorite to come out the East. I can't lie about that. I hate to say it, but it's the truth. So I'm hoping for an upset every time the Celtics step on the court in the
That's
playoffs.
crazy. It's literally, I feel like that's like just because of me, bro. Like, what?
Bro, no, I just have a deep hatred for the Celtics, bro. Even before you became a fan, I didn't like them back
Bro,
when
I'm a
because
Tatum fan, bro.
I'm a Heat fan, and they ever since the Heat with Braun, Paul Pierce was talking all that trash and everything. about
Bro, Paul Pierce is so bad. It's not even funny. Whoever took that to heart, bro, you're cooked.
but nah, the Celtics and Heat got a little rivalry in the playoffs. You know, not nothing crazy, but it's still a rivalry, and it's still a really one of the bigger rivalries in the NBA. So I always gotta talk down on the Celtics when I can, but they are the favorite come out the East for a reason. They're a really good basketball team. And I hate to say it every time it comes out of my mouth, but it's the truth.
Thank you for spitting knowledge
Nah,
to the
I
people, Jreese. Thank you
still
for
hate him.
giving power to the people
Still hate
by
Jason
by
Tatum.
by, by giving me the power to just say, yeah, Celtics coming out the East. There's nobody who can stop us.
I
Just
didn't say
as
that.
long
I didn't say that.
just as long as we don't see Jokic.
I didn't say no. Ain't nobody
Even
stopping
even
y'all,
if nobody's stopping us, bro.
bro.
Nobody in the East, bro. Literally, the eighth seed in the East right now, or no, the eighth seed in the West right now would be fighting for the third spot in the East right now. That's what's crazy. You know that
Hmm.
because the Mavs have won like 41 games. I'm pretty sure the second seed in the East right now should be like 45, and then it goes like 44, 42. So the Mavs would be like right in that area if they were in the East. But that just goes to show how nice my guys are, bro. 57 and 14. Come on, bro.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
over. It's
yeah.
over. Come on now, Jay. You out here murmuring, bro. Like, come on. You know my guy's taking that.
All right, let's go ahead and talk about another team rocking that green. And let's talk about the Philadelphia Eagles. Well, what's not happening with Philadelphia Eagles actually, because Quez Watkins' era in Philly is finally over. He's signing a deal with the Pittsburgh Steelers as we speak. And I gave Quez Watkins a lot of slack, you know, but I actually was really rooting for Quez Watkins, especially his first 3 years with the team, because his third team when we went to the bowl, like I really thought he played great that year. I thought he played great the 2 years before that. His first 2 years in the league, he was a lot more physical at the point of the catch than he was the last 2 years in Philly. So this last year was really the downfall of my Quez Watkins, enjoyment of the experience. But even just because he's gone, and I had that, I made a couple jokes about him wanting him gone during the season. I do wish he does well with Pittsburgh. I hope he does well. Um, but I'm glad it's over though. I'm glad the experiment's over. Hopefully we get a competent number three now. But
Bro. I done seen a guy post on YouTube like today or last night.
mhm,
Steelers fan, right?
mhm.
This man posted a video saying Steelers' new cornerback, Dante Jackson, is a stud. What? And I'm just looking at this. I didn't even watch the video. Because first off, it's gotta be clickbait. At this point, it has to be clickbait, and I am not falling for it. And I know he's gonna gaslight all these Steelers fans into thinking he's so nice. And it makes me mad because the Steelers defense is so nice. Like the defensive
Mhm.
line is so nice to where it'll give him time to like actually be a good corner and do
Mhm.
stuff like that. But like if it wasn't for that, bro, he'd be so cooked.
Bro, that's
He
just like this dude on Twitter. ML football on Twitter?
Yes, bro. Posting
Bro,
all these rumors, like
bro, I
he
don't mind
posted
the
those
rumors.
crazy rumors.
I don't mind the rumors, but the thing is that it was like for the last 2 weeks, they were like standout wide receiver Quez Watkins. Like, why do you keep using that word standout? Where is that word
Standout
standout
is
coming from?
crazy.
And then I look at the comments and they're like standout. It's like who's saying standout? Why are you saying standout? Like standout is a boost. It's like yeah.
Like for real, who is even running this account? And it's just I don't even follow that account because it's just everything on there is clickbait too, bro. But the
I
comments be
follow them.
funny
I follow
though.
them just because I feel like their stuff is a little bit more reliable. Because I was following NFL rumors at one point, and I think they're more reliable than NFL rumors. I definitely take everything I read with a grain of salt, but they're pretty quick with the like actual news, like when it's coming from Adam Schefter and stuff like that. That if like
Jalen
so
Hurts to the Carolina Panthers for a seventh round pick.
that's some NFL rumors type stuff right there.
No cap, bro.
But a couple more wide receiver news. Odell is likely to sign a 1 year, $11 million contract with either the Chiefs or the Dolphins. If I was Odell, I'd definitely want to go to the Chiefs over the Dolphins because the Chiefs he would be the number two guy. I think he'd be the number two behind Marquise Brown. If he goes to the Dolphins, he's definitely gonna be the number three guy. I don't think that's good for Odell. at all. I don't think that's good
Miami
for his
though, bro. Miami.
bro. He did just break up with Kim K.
I'm saying he did
So,
end a contract. He did end a contract today with Kim Kardashian. Bro, the
but
way she was talking about men's was weird.
crazy, dog.
Like, what was it like? Actually, what she said or what people were saying she
I
said?
don't know. I didn't go in like deep detail with it. I didn't like do any research on that because I was like, I really don't care about this. This is just weird.
Yeah, like I
But
don't care either, but it's just like if it was anything that she actually said, unless it was like, because media will twist people's words
but
and just be
she
like,
might
yeah,
have
they
said it
said this,
because
they said
she
that.
be saying a bunch of weird stuff on Keeping Up with the Kardashians. So
Yeah, I ain't even watched it, so
and the last thing is Brandon Ayuk. The teams he has been tied to so far have been the
give me the Panthers.
Patriots, the
Damn.
Steelers, and the
No,
Raiders.
no,
And out of all of those teams, I definitely think the Steelers is the most likely. Then there goes the Raiders and the
one of
Patriots.
them, him and Mike.
But bro, I'm saying, but then he posted because he posted some cryptic message about the Steelers, not Steelers, the Raiders today. So that's when I was like, Raiders wouldn't be
What he
bad.
post?
It was like emojis that like kind of quoted what Antonio Pierce had said in an interview. So it was like so they're like, oh, I was like, I get it, but I was like, I can see it though. I'd be nice. Aiden O'Connell would, if they wanted to take another year with him, that'd be a good duo between Brandon Ayuk and
Bro,
Devontae Adams.
him and Tay would be so dirty.
Exactly, bro.
That'd be the best route running duo in the league. Oh
That'd be
my
the
God.
craziest upgrade from Hunter Renfro to Brandon Ayuk,
Bro, Hunter Renfro's fall off literally needs to be studied. I remember
bro.
that man in college catching the game winning pass from Deshaun Watson, then winning the national championship. The next thing you know, he's getting cut from the Las Vegas
Bro,
Raiders.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. I thought bro was like 35.
Bro, he was balding at like
I
20.
I know.
He was balding at 20.
Like you know the Trey Young meme with the pop with the lollipop with the hair on it.
Yes,
That's what I
bro.
see when I look at Hunter Renfro, bro.
Bro, I remember seeing Trey Young in real life. This man, he had to put something in his hair because he ain't look bald. But it was like I think it was like year two of his career. It was like my junior year of high school or something, or like senior year.
But
But
the last thing I wanted to talk about was Shador Sanders. Right now is getting a lot of hate right now because of his personality and some comments that Dion had made. Like it will be an Eli situation when Shador Sanders gets drafted because he doesn't want none of his kids playing anywhere cold. And Shador is saying, or Dion, I don't remember which one had said it, but that he would have been the first quarterback off the board if he declared this year, which he obviously didn't. But and it has a lot of people saying,
oh,
Shador is not going to be a first round pick at all. He's not going to be the number one guy coming to the draft next year. And I don't agree. I think Shador Sanders is going to be the number one quarterback off the board next year because if you watch the games and you watched him play, he has a lot of qualities that NFL scouts are looking at and are gonna like. And what's it called? He did all that behind the bad line. He was calm and poised in the pocket. He was smart with his decision making. And I enjoyed watching Shador Sanders play. I thought he was a good quarterback, but his personality wise, I understand why people are seeing the red flags. I see those same red flags in Caleb Williams. It's just like the overtly cockiness. I don't mind it, sometimes, but like um I get why people are hating on it. You feel me?
yeah, and how I feel about it, I could care less about the personality. If you're a good quarterback, you're a good quarterback. And in the draft process, I get that it's like good to show your character, like good to look good to the media, because that's how people are gonna take you. But whenever you like look at all the legends, bro, all of that whole personality, like whenever they're playing, comes out, bro. Like you
Mhm.
see Patrick Mahomes cussing out Max Crosby whenever they're losing by 21, and it's just like if Caleb Williams was to do that or Shador Sanders was to do that, then everyone would be on their case. But I get it because he hasn't proved anything, especially him not being in the league yet or not declaring. But next year, the only quarterback that's realistically better than him that could go maybe higher than him in the draft is going to be Quinn Ewers.
Exactly.
The
Exactly.
third the third best quarterback, and
It's
it's
Jalen
definitely a
Milrow.
competition. Not even Milrow, bro. I don't even. It depends on what he does next year.
Mm-hmm.
But I would literally say the guys who are gonna come out next year will be Drew Alar from Penn State and Carson Beck from Georgia. I think they declare next year.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a terrible class. That's such a bad class. And they're gonna give Milrow the Malik Williams treatment. I'm telling you right now.
And
So it's
Shador
like,
Sanders is a good quarterback, and people are hating just because he's Dion's son, and like what's it called? They're even saying Shiloh Sanders is not gonna get drafted. He's gonna get drafted, but he's not gonna get drafted high at all. He's gonna get drafted like in the four
how
late.
old is Shiloh?
I don't know. He's old though.
He seemed like 27. He might not get drafted,
I
but
think
like get picked up by
I think he's gonna
somebody.
get drafted just because he's Dion's son, but I don't think he's gonna go high at all. I think if anything, he's gonna be like a fifth round, sixth round, seventh round pick. He's gonna be a day three kind of guy.
But yeah, I mean, Shador Sanders bleeds confidence and
Mhm.
charisma. So and so does a lot of other quarterbacks in the NFL. I think he'll be a good fit kind of anywhere. I know he doesn't, I know Dion doesn't want him anywhere cold, but with
Mhm.
the way teams are looking now, it's really looking like he'd end up in like New York, Tennessee, maybe if the Patriots don't end up taking a quarterback this year, then he could be there next year. So it really depends, bro. And that's just my thing because
Mhm.
I hate all that personality stuff with quarterbacks. And it only happens with one type of quarterback, so.
I don't know. I was getting pretty upset with Caleb Williams because Caleb Williams be thinking he better than everybody. Like you see the video of him at his pro day, they're just trying to act like he doesn't see Keenan Allen standing right in front of him,
Bro, but
walking to
you
the
know you've done that before.
bro. But the thing is
Like,
that's I
bro, no, bro, no. You know you've seen your boy before out of the corner of your eye. And then like you don't be close enough to dab him up, but then you get close, you like, oh, it's good, Playboy. Like, you know?
not like that,
Don't
bro.
like don't try to make that a problem, bro. They dabbed each other up.
I know it was
King
just
Allen probably ain't
I'm not
worried
making a
enough
problem. I'm
about
just
it.
saying that was I was like come on. I was like come on now. But like
He'll be alright, bro.
what are you talking about?
You expect him to jump for joy or something? Like
No,
what?
like I
Oh
just
my
like
God, Keenan Allen! Come
okay,
on, bro.
look. I'm not gonna walk past him and look back and be like, oh, because bro made it like it was just so like weird the way he did it. It was like just so off putting because like he looked at that left side of like he was walking and he just like he saw him. Bro started looking left and bro did not stop looking left until he passed him. Like, bro, it's not that serious, bro. Just say what's up to this NFL star wide receiver.
Bro's trying to lock in. This is pro day, bro. Even though nothing he can do will change where he's getting drafted,
Exactly,
but he's gonna lock in, bro. Let my guy breathe, bro. Hey,
bro. I'm not
everyone's on
tripping,
his
bro. I'm not
case for no
tripping.
reason.
But ready to talk about these NFL rules that had just dropped?
Yeah, bro. So they actually just dropped a couple rules today, and one was really controversial. We're gonna talk about the hip drop tackle with the swivel first. And I get that I think it's a dumb rule.
Mm-hmm.
It's it's at one point it's at one point kind of banning tackling, and you might as well just give these guys belts with flags on it and just make them play
Mm-hmm.
flag football at this point. And I get that you want to protect your players, but in the end, there's like, what do they even want to play for? If it's literally just an offensive game, you know,
Yeah.
there's guys who are running like 21 miles, 22 miles per hour, and trying to catch them from behind is literally impossible, and it isn't even worth it anymore. And the NFL Players Association literally said this is a confusing rule, and it's going to confuse all of us during the game, and it's going to show in the season. Like literally,
Mm-hmm.
what happened to the game that I love, and it makes me mad because like I know like whenever they were talking about the actual rule, because it's like a certain technique and they're gonna go and show the videos around the league.
Mm-hmm.
Like you tackle someone from behind, but like I guess it's like the swivel whenever you move. But it's
Mm-hmm.
like that's you can't pay attention to that when you're
Yeah.
moving that fast. And people who aren't players don't get it. And
Mm-hmm.
you're just banning something that is literally happens in a split second, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm
So
bro. I totally agree because if you like if you don't understand it, it's oh my goodness. It's basically like when you're running full speed and you're trying to catch up from behind, right? And you drop your full weight on like the back of the receiver to pull them down or the ball carrier. So I get what they're trying to do with limiting the injuries because you have had bad injuries like Tony Pollard, you've had people like Kenyon Drake, people like that have had horrible Mark Andrews. People get really badly injured. But at the same time, if you're a smaller DB or you're a smaller safety, a smaller back or anything like that, and Derrick Henry's running full speed, right? And you're trying to catch up to Derrick Henry, you get to Derrick Henry. How do you expect to bring him down? Like a form tackle isn't going to work in that situation because you're behind him or lateral to him, so you can't go. So you can't just go into your form tackle. That's how like I was a small DB, right? I was like 130 pounds in high school playing DB, trying to get all these bigger running backs down. And if you're trying to do that and you're not dropping your weight to try to bring them down with you, you're gonna get dribbled. I know I've been dribbled, so it's like it's like
Oh my
it's
goodness.
like it's at a point where the offense is doing all this, and then this comes after reports saying that the NFL was unsatisfied with how low scoring was that season, right? And we're getting this rule from the owners where the scoring is going to get higher now because they can't bring these players down. So I'm gonna ask you, how are you going to bring down to Josh Allen? How are you going to bring down to Derrick Henry? How are you going to bring back down to Saquon Barkley or all these bigger backs and bigger runners? Like a AJ Brown or somebody like that. That's a bigger runner that DBs have a huge disadvantage against, especially if they're coming from behind pause to tackle the ball carrier.
Yeah, and what?
The way you looked right after I said pause, bro, was crazy.
I just feel like you didn't have to say pause. Like we
I
knew
had to
what
say
you
it,
meant.
bro.
But I definitely get that, bro, because it's like no matter what even happens in the NFL, offensive players always take rules to their advantage. Like you know how I'm gonna give one example, and it was a couple years ago. Kenny Pickett, whenever he was in
Hmm.
college, and hit the fake slide because he was about to get laid out. He hits the fake slide, the guy falls for it and
Hmm.
doesn't like dive or anything, doesn't try to tackle him because he thought he was sliding. And if he would have actually slid it, probably would have been a penalty, to be honest. And you just see that and you're just like, well, things like this, it's not even fair to it's not fair to defensive players. And that's
Yeah.
what I'll say. And whenever you just look at that, again, I'll say what happened to the game I love. And I'm an offensive minded type guy. And it's even bad because I've had my leg rolled up on before. I haven't like tore ACL or anything, but so I definitely get what people mean whenever they say like whenever they get injured, people say like it's bad. Like I understand, but at that point, the NFL just wants there to be 50 points scored per game, bro. You know, and people like Josh Allen are gonna take advantage of that rule. I just know it. So,
Derrick Henry's about to dribble a lot of people.
no cap. Like you can't even tackle him literally laterally, and then
Hmm.
you can't even like push him out. Like you are not pushing Derrick Henry.
Hmm.
Like, let's be honest. You know, it's just frustrating from the NFL. Not gonna lie.
Another thing that was not banned, however, was the tush push. The tush push is back, baby, for another year, and I'm happy for it, obviously. We saw last year the main reason why they were considering banning it was for player safety because some people got hurt on the QB sneak, but they all came to the like realization that if we ban this, because every team tried it last season, so they came to the realization, why are we going to ban it if it's only benefiting one team? You feel me? If only one team's really good at this play, why are we going to ban it just because they have a slight advantage for a 1 yard play? You feel me? It's not like they're running it. If they wanted to, they could run it all down the field. They could get like 3 yards on it at most, do that 4 times, and they're good, right? So it's not like they were using it as a like it was like a cheat or it was like something that severely put another team at a disadvantage. Because the best way to stop that excuse me. The best way to stop the situation is to stop the team before they get to the 1 or 2 yard line, right? Stop them at the three. Break up passes. Stop them behind the line of scrimmage. So you're not in those situations where it's difficult on the defense. But how do you feel about that play not getting banned?
I mean, that's what it should have been. I mean, if it would have got banned, I probably, no matter how much I talk about Philly, bro, like,
Hmm.
there's a reason why everyone tried it and it only works for y'all. I mean, y'all got a QB squatting 650 pounds.
Hmm.
So you look at that, you look at the best offensive line in the league. That's just a matter of drafting and free agency
Hmm.
and scheme in a way,
Yep.
you know? So you see everyone else do it, but it only benefits one team. Like if you were to ban it, that's literally just giving the bird to the Eagles. Like, it
Hmm.
was just literally just flipping them off, and it's just like, yeah, screw y'all anyway. Like, who cares? Then y'all would have been sick, and you would have came on the podcast like, I'm outraged at the
Yeah.
NFL, and this is I'm done watching. Like,
Hmm.
and at one point, it kind of like, how does it determine between the QB sneak too?
Hmm.
Because anything could look like a QB sneak, but whenever like the Eagles branded tush push, like
Hmm.
like a QB sneak literally looks like the exact same thing.
Exactly.
So so like you're gonna ban the QB sneak in general? Let's just
Hmm.
run fullback dive. Like, come on, bro. It's over. But
And the last rule that was approved was now teams will get a third challenge if they are successful on one of the first two challenges that attempts that they have. And how do you feel about that, Jay?
I don't like it. I think I don't because honestly, I don't think teams necessarily need to use three challenges in a game. I see
Mm-hmm.
that now we're gonna see teams use the challenges more just because if they only need one, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I really like the two challenges. You have to get them right because honestly, if you get your first challenge right, then good for you. That's what you expected. Then if you get your second challenge right, good for you. You get another one. Like you're rewarded for being right. But like,
Mm-hmm.
what if you go out there and get your first one wrong? Does that mean you're gonna like gamble on another play? Be like, well, let me challenge that. And it's like, what if it's not even worthy to be challenged? You're just
Mm-hmm.
challenging it just cause. Because you rarely see like plays in the game where you really, really need to challenge something.
Mm-hmm.
It probably happens with one team per week you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not gonna say I necessarily like it. I see why it was proposed by the Detroit Lions, but I hopefully it's good for them. But I don't like the rule. I think if you get two right, you should have got another one.
Mm-hmm.
And even if you get a fourth, you aren't even permitted a fourth one if you get them right again. So
Mm-hmm.
I really don't understand. So I want to hear someone else's standpoint on it because like I guess I just didn't understand it from the NFL perspective.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, honestly, I'm really unbothered by it. I'm not like too upset about it, and I'm not overjoyed about it. I feel like we're definitely going to see a rise in the amount of challenges that happen during the season just because now they have the reassurance, hey, if we get one, then we're going to get that third one. So we'll get one back. You know what I'm saying? So it's like less of a risk. You know what I'm saying? They're less hesitant to do it because before is you want to make sure they're really good looks that are really like, yeah, I'm going to challenge that because I feel like we have the best possibility of getting that right. And then we'll be rewarded by another one, you know? Now it's,
Mhm.
hey, that play right there was a little wishy washy. But if I get this challenge wrong, I'll have another one to use, and then if that get that next one right, I can get that third one. You feel me?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So
Like,
they're definitely gonna
oh,
be more aggressive on the challenge flags during this upcoming season, and whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, we'll just have to see how it plays out. Um, because right now I'm pretty unbothered by it. I'm not really for it. I'm not really against it. I just think it's odd, you know.
yeah, it was it's such a weird rule to approve,
Hmm. Yeah.
And I didn't even see that it was proposed this year, but the fact that they approved it, I mean, I guess, bro. We're gonna go back into college for a second. It's our last topic. With the NFL draft coming up in April, we are super excited to see all these guys get their lives changed for the better. And we're gonna go ahead and give you our top five picks of the NFL draft. I know we kind of talked about who's getting picked first earlier, but I'll go ahead and ask you, Jerry's, who is going in your top five?
Ooh, me first. All right, all right. First pick, like we already know, is a no-brainer. Chicago Bears. They're drafting JJ McCarthy at quarterback.
Oh,
I played. But obviously it's Caleb Williams. that everybody's saying best prospect, the next generational prospect since Patrick Mahomes. Um, and it's all, and he's going to be set up for amazing success in Chicago right now. I mean, he's going to a team that's built perfectly. They have a good defense that's only going to get better. They have arguably top five cornerback in the league, definitely a top 10 cornerback in the league, who's playing out of his mind, who just got extended. They have a good edge rusher, really good edge rusher, and Montez Sweat. They have really good receivers in Keenan Allen, DJ Moore. They have a really good running back in DeAndre Swift. And they had a pretty good offensive line last year that was allowing maybe not the best pass protection, but they had a really good, rushing attack that offensive line, played a big part of. So going to a situation like that as the first pick in the draft is more than ideal. And Caleb Williams will be set up for the best success. Whether or not he does succeed, we will see. But it's most likely he's going to succeed in this offense because he's not a bad player at all. Um, and I think he's going to excel if he puts in the work and effort. He's going to succeed in this league. He's going to be a great quarterback for the Chicago Bears for the foreseeable future. At my number two, unless do you want to go back and forth, or do you want to give my whole list then?
Let's just go back and forth. Let's make it a little bit interesting.
Cool,
Uh,
cool, cool, cool. All right.
but yeah, I think the same thing at number one. I mean, I'm thinking they're drafting me first pick of the draft. Come on now, Jay Suave pick number one. But nah, Caleb Williams, he's going number one. I mean, they already shopped Justin Fields. Free agency started. They're getting their team loaded up for this man. King Poles is on his grind, and the Bears are getting ready to get the next best thing since Mahomes, since they passed up on him in 2017. So I'll go ahead and let you do number two, or you want me to start off on two?
I got it. I got it.
Yeah.
Number two, I have the Washington Commanders getting Drake May because they need a quarterback after shopping Sam Howell. It's not going to be Marcus Mariota. I'm sorry. You were that guy back in Oregon, but right now you are not that guy, pal. There's been a lot of talks about, they're gonna get JJ McCarthy, they're gonna get Jaden Daniels. I think those are all smoke screens. I do think Jaden Daniels is the better quarterback. I would prefer Jaden Daniels to go at two. But I just think that the Washington Commanders and Drake May, that's just a move that makes sense. And I don't think they'd really choose to do anything different than that. Um, Jaden Daniels, though, he would be a good option. I'm really not sure. I really do think that number two and three will be Drake May and Jaden Daniels. So I'm not going to be surprised if Jaden Daniels does knock off Drake May as a second quarterback taken off the board. But I do think Drake May right now is going to be that number two overall pick.
Yeah, and I definitely think the same. And I think Drake May goes to Washington. I think him, Jahan Dotson, Terry McLaurin would go insane. Washington has kind of stacked up their defense. They got Jeremy Chin and Frankie Louvu. They got Bobby Wagner, bro. So I think this team's also kind of building up for a guy who they think is going to lead their team. And honestly, I think he excels at throwing down the field. If you've watched the film, you know how nice he is. He played in the ACC. I mean, I don't know if people really think that is like comp. I think it is true comp too, but a lot of people, everyone has their mixed opinions just because like the whole Zach Wilson situation. They say
Mm-hmm.
it's just like him, but I think Drake May is gonna do good. I think he's a dog, and I can go ahead and give you my number three since you already said who you have at three.
Mm-hmm.
And I had this earlier today, and I'm thinking to myself because I saw something, and it was literally the Patriots talking about how they don't know or we're not set on a number three pick. And I've literally been, and during the regular season, I was like, who are they going to draft? Like, it's either a quarterback or it's Marvin Harrison.
Mm-hmm.
But what I think they do, I think they go ahead and take Jaden Daniels. And I'm going to be sick if I'm wrong because in my heart, I just think they take best player available, which is Marvin Harrison, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's not a guy you want to pass on, seeing the state of your receivers on your team
Mm-hmm.
and knowing like that this class is the class of quarterbacks is pretty good. I mean, You got 6, 7 quarterbacks. They could wait till the second round to get Spencer Rattler, if it really came down to it. And I think Spencer Rattler's a good quarterback. I think the way he's developed throughout his time in college, getting replaced by Caleb Williams, transferring and starting at that transferred school, and being able to go beat teams on the road that are ranked, I think that was huge for them. But if they don't take Daniels, I think they take Harrison, bro. And I think it's gonna be crazy when they do, because I feel like they're gonna trade up just a little bit just to, or they're gonna see what they should do and
Mhm.
then kind of base it off that. And I'll be so sick because that would be so smart by the Patriots. Jared Mayo's got to be cooking up here. I'm gonna tell y'all that for sure. So
Yeah, man. I agree. Jay Daniels at 3, just because I definitely think that Marvin Harrison would be that number one guy for them. But like I said, they're looking to trade for Brandon Ayuk. So Brandon Ayuk, he's not Marvin Harrison, obviously, but Brandon Ayuk could be that guy for them. So that's why I think Jane Daniels having the next best quarterback, the Heisman winner, be your franchise quarterback for the foreseeable future. I think that's the safest move for Jared Mayo, just because he is the first time head coach in the league, and he's gonna want to. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if he does bad this year if they they fire him, just because he went straight from no defensive coordinator experience, just straight from the linebacker coach to the head coach. So
yeah,
I feel like he has a lot more pressure on him than any other first time head coach in the league right now.
they should have traded for Fields and then got Marvin Harrison. That
That's what
would
they
be
should. Hmm.
crazy.
But yeah, I think Jaden Daniels would be the best fit for this team, and I wouldn't be surprised at all if Jaden Daniels is that guy for them. You know, like I'm not saying like if they don't draft him, he won't be the guy. I'm saying if they draft him and he ends up not being that guy, I don't think that's likely. I think wherever Jaden Daniels goes, he will have a big impact on that team. It's just a matter of fact of him learning how to learning how to slide and protect himself, so you don't have another Anthony Richardson situation in the first season where he
Yeah.
has those great moments, then but bro's refusal to go down and playing, super aggressive gets him hurt in the long run.
Yeah, and I get that too, because honestly, I think best case scenario for the Patriots, honestly, the way that their teams run, I think they definitely need a veteran who can sit in front of Daniels for at least half the year, maybe even the whole
They
year.
they have that guy though, Jacoby Brissett. I think Jacoby Brissett would be a suitable quarterback to do that just for him.
That's good. Because if they end up drafting Daniels at 3, Jacoby Brissett needs to start majority of the year. And I know people will be mad about it. But that's literally what some of the best quarterbacks in the league did. Mahomes sat behind Alex Smith for what, a year or two? And
Mm-hmm.
they drafted him at 10. So it is what it is.
You may get 4, or you want
Yeah,
to do 4?
you can go ahead and do 4.
All right. I know this makes sense. Arizona getting Marvin Harrison Jr., right? Because they emptied out their entire wide receiver room. Rondale Moore is gone. Marquise Brown is gone. DeAndre Hopkins is gone. So they definitely need that number one wide receiver for Kyler Murray. But I think that Arizona's going to trade that pick to the Minnesota Vikings, just because we saw earlier that the Minnesota Vikings were looking to trade for that number 3 spot and get Jaden Daniels, right? Because I'm not Jaden Daniels, get JJ McCarthy, because that's the guy they really want to get. I don't think that they need to go that high for JJ McCarthy, but I wouldn't be surprised if they do, because they want to get that quarterback that Justin Jefferson can rely on and will persuade him to come back for to sign that long term deal, because they still have not locked down the long term deal, and that's the guy you can't let walk out the building. So you got to do whatever you can to make him happy. So I think them trading up to 4 for JJ McCarthy to be their starting quarterback makes sense. And not makes sense in the fact that that's the guy, that's who they have to trade up that high to get him. But I think that makes sense of who they're gonna get at quarterback. I would think they would want Michael Penix. I like Michael Penix, but JJ McCarthy's stock just keeps going up and up. And I'm not gonna be surprised when he's the 4th quarterback taken off the board. And I think making this move to go up just to make sure you guys get your quarterback that you really want, because JJ McCarthy, there's no guarantee he's gonna fall all the way down to your pick. So you're gonna trade up no matter what. And I think just to be this is the safest option for the Minnesota Vikings. And I think a lot of people have been saying that the first 4 picks in the draft will be all quarterbacks. So I think this is the best. This makes the most chance. Makes the most sense, and especially with have you also have a lot of stud wide receivers later in the draft. They're not Marvin Harrison Jr., but you got Rome Odunze, You got Xavier Worthy. You got Legant. You got a lot of good. You got Malik Neighbors. You got a lot of good wide receivers that aren't Marvin Harrison, but they're still going to be suitable number ones for you. That Arizona will feel comfortable enough trading back in the draft and still feeling like they can get that franchise wide receiver that they're looking for.
Yeah, I will say I disagree. I don't think JJ McCarthy goes 4. I'm hoping no one actually trades up to 4 for him. Because if you really think about it, I mean, Minnesota has what, the 11th pick in the draft. I think
Mm-hmm.
if it was anybody looking to trade up for JJ McCarthy, it's really just a battle between the Broncos and the Vikings. And I think the
Mm-hmm.
Broncos have more to offer for I think the Broncos have more to offer to the Cardinals than the Vikings do. And honestly, if I was Arizona, I would be wanting Justin Jefferson to go walk somewhere else too, you know? And if it was me, I would probably. I have Arizona keeping their 4th pick and taking Marvin Harrison. I feel like that's just the smartest idea. Because honestly, of course, you have a lot to give up for guys like that. But if you're seriously gonna trade up for JJ McCarthy, and then let's say the Cardinals just sit back down there and take Malik Neighbors, I don't think, I don't think that these LSU guys are near as good as Marvin Harrison. And LSU fans can say what they want. I feel like I feel like Marvin Harrison is like, bro, he's literally the third ranked prospect in his class, and ever since he's touched the field at Ohio State, he's been that guy. And he's the
Mm-hmm.
son of an NFL legend. And
Yeah.
he's finna surpass his dad, at least I think so. And I'm just thinking that's just the best idea. And like you go look at some film, you'll go look at these guys on the goal line, the guys from LSU. They don't create that separation like Marvin does, bro. So it's like
Mm-hmm.
they just gotta watch this film, lock in, keep that pick, and take Marvin. Because I'm telling you, he's a game changer. And that's not the Ohio State bias in me, but he's the best. He's the best prospect in this class. I think so.
No, I agree with you. It's just the fact that that feels like such a Minnesota Vikings thing to do to trade up for AJ McCarthy. It's just
You could trade
and
up
then
to 8 and get JJ
but the
McCarthy.
thing is also Arizona was looking to was looking to move the pick around too. So that's the only reason why I feel like this makes sense in the long run because
Yeah.
yes, they need a wide receiver, but there are also a lot of good wide receivers. They're just not going to be that generational talent that Marvin Harrison is, you know. If you
Yeah.
get what I'm trying to say.
I feel you, bro.
But at number 5, I do have that generational talent going off the board because he's not going to be not a top 5 draft pick, and that's going to be the Chargers getting Marvin Harrison Jr. Chargers do have the 5th round pick overall pick if I'm not mistaken because I'm pretty sure maybe I'm bugging. Am I bugging? I'm right, right? Chargers
The
got the
Chargers,
5th.
yeah,
Yeah.
they got.
Okay. I don't know why I thought I was bugging, but they were gonna look receiver no matter what in that draft because your number one guy can't be Quentin Johnson. So Marvin Harrison Jr. pair him up with pair him up with Justin Herbert. That duo was just going to be absolutely freaking insane. So if what I think happens and a quarterback does go at 4, that number 5, they're getting Marvin Harrison Jr. and they're going to give Justin Herbert that number one guy that's going to be seriously game changing. Like Keenan Allen was a dog, don't get me wrong. Mike Williams was a jump ball demon, but none of them are on the same level Marvin Harrison is, right? Marvin Harrison has potential to be a top 5 receiver in the league when he gets drafted. Like Keenan Allen and Mike Williams were never a top 5 receiver in the league. But I just think that that would be insane for the Chargers to do, not to get him because he is that guy, and especially with a guy with a coach like Jim Harbaugh, you're gonna want to make sure your quarterback has that reliable weapon to throw to whenever that run game isn't working.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I'm also differentiating with you on this one too because I already said Marvin Harrison.
Yeah,
But I want to piggyback off what you said about Harbaugh because I didn't see this man coach Michigan for many years.
he's a run heavy guy. I know.
Run heavy guy. And I'm telling you, this class is so deep with receivers. I know I said differently a couple weeks ago. I don't think they take receiver at 5 if Marvin's gone.
Ooh.
I think they go ahead and take Joe Alt, Notre Dame, 6'7", 322 pounds. of just pain, you know? You
Hmm.
look at this guy's footwork, you look at his strength, you look at his eyes on plays, like he's definitely one of them ones. And he's a right tackle too, and he's going to be one of the best whenever like his first
Hmm.
second year, he's gonna be tough, and I'm excited for it. And in the second round, the Chargers have like the 37th pick, so they have an early second round pick. So I
Hmm.
think with a receiver class this deep, you're still gonna have at least five guys on your board whenever the second round hits. And
Hmm.
those five picks in the second round before the Chargers hit aren't gonna be all receivers.
Hmm.
So I think they should take Alt right here, just because Harbaugh's always been kind of focused on getting offensive line first and foremost, because it always starts in the trenches. Always. And that's literally how Michigan won this year. They had
Hmm.
the best D line in the country, had one of the best O lines in the country. And you see that throughout college, and I think it's gonna go through the Chargers. I think getting that long-term right tackle for the team for Justin Herbert. I know I know Justin Herbert's a big guy. He doesn't really need to see over anybody. He can throw the ball when needed, but
Hmm.
getting that guy is gonna take a lot more pressure off him, I think.
Hmm.
So
And that's our opinion, guys. That's our top five picks. You guys might have different top five picks. Obviously, you're not gonna have a different number one pick, but then 2 to 5 might be different for everybody. Who knows? Like, what if the Carolina Panthers trade back to the number one, get Caleb Williams? So definitely won't happen, but um, like you never know what's gonna happen, right?
yeah. You never know, bro. And honestly, I'm excited to see what happens, because honestly, there's gonna be some trades, and I'm gonna be shooken up, bro.
Mhm.
No cap.
Like, what if there's a team that goes out there and pulls a San Francisco trades for number three to get just to get the freaking I
It's
don't know
to get
to
Michael
get Michael
Penix.
Penix to get no get Bo Nix to get Bo Nix,
That would be crazy. But
but
yeah, bro. I mean that's about all we have. Thank y'all for tuning in this week. Hopefully y'all drop y'all's opinions on what y'all think too. We definitely want to hear what y'all have to say about this. And honestly, well, we're hoping that we're right. I mean, and March Madness is still going on, y'all. So make sure to log in with that. I'm pretty sure ESPN is giving everyone a second chance bracket. The um the bracket challenge, if y'all know what I'm talking about, they're giving everyone a second chance. So go ahead and make y'all some new ones. I'm gonna tell Jreese to make one, because mine's definitely gonna be perfect this time.
I thought
But
it was already perfect. What happened to that?
bro, don't worry about me. But I'm gonna make another one. But again, thank y'all for tuning in. We'll catch y'all Friday. Jreese, you got anything to say?
Nope. Appreciate you guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. You know, um, go Philly, 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 fly Eagles fly. Super
Keep
Bowl
pounding, go Panthers,
2024.
baby. Catch y'all later.